guys, Willie here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new 2024 Mercedes-Benz C300.
And a big thanks to Nicholas and the rest of the management and staff here at Crown Eurocars in Pinellas Park, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new premium or performance vehicle in the Pinellas Park, St. Petersburg, Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for Nicholas.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the C-Class has been Mercedes-Benz compact car since 1993. That's when the first generation was released. The fifth generation C-Class that you see here was released in 2022. And for 2024, the C-Class gets more standard features, including a wireless charging pad, Sirius XM radio, and parking sensors. The coupe and convertible have also been technically discontinued for 2024. I say technically because you can still get the coupe and convertible just with the CLE, which will be available later on this year. With a base price of $46,950, an additional $2,050 for the exclusive package that we have here, among other things which you'll check out throughout this review. Anyway, what else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So with this new generation C-Class, we get a much sharper looking front end. Reminds me a lot of what you would get from an S-Class, just in a much smaller vehicle itself. We get full LED headlamps. It says LED high performance with black headlight housing for the AMG package that we have here, and an LED high beam right next to it, and of course LED daytime running light. We get a pretty large Mercedes badge in the center, housing your advanced safety features with a forward-facing camera too, and front parking sensing, now standard on all 2024 C-Classes. We get a Mercedes logo right up front too, surrounded by this beautiful graphite gray, matte gray paint color, especially with these black headlight housings, black grille. It is a super clean looking paint color. And if you notice, the grille, although it's a black grille, we get these Mercedes logos or badges surrounding it in this subtle, shiny, smoked chrome. We get some airflow in the corner. No fog lights, unfortunately, but still a really clean looking front end. The wheel and tire setup, you can take a step over here. We get these really nice looking black and silver contrasted 19-inch rims. We get a ton of spokes here with these rims, Mercedes-Benz center cap 2 5-lug pattern. The tires are Goodyear Eagle F1 Summer Performance. Up front, the dimensions are 225/40 R19 with a little bit of a wider setup out rear. We'll check that out in 1 second. I like that flare for the rocker panel side skirt area too. Black contrasted mirror cap. I kind of wish the matte continued for the mirror cap, but at least it's still blacked out. LED turn signal on it. Camera on the mirror to help us out with 360. Blind spot monitoring on the glass, heated mirror, and of course it is dimming. All black trim for the window trim. I kind of wish that was also continued with the matte theme, but I can understand why it's not. Same thing with the roof, at least it's also blacked out, especially with that massive panoramic moonroof. We get a blacked out B-pillar too with a subtle smoked chrome door handle. Out rear we get the same 19-inch rims, but a contrasted tire setup. Still the Goodyear Eagle F1 Summer Performance tires, but the dimensions are 255/35 R19. This is similar to what you would get from like a BMW M340i, and this is a way lower trim compared to something like that. Out rear, we have a side sensor to help us out with the 360 and rear parking sensing, full LED taillights, and they have a really cool looking design. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. Reverse light right next to it, C300 badge on the left, Mercedes badge in the center. Shout out Crown Eurocars in St. Petersburg, Florida for helping make this review possible. Dual outlets for the exhaust tips. There's no actual exhaust tips in these outlets. The exhaust tips are located right underneath behind them. They're still duals. I kind of wish the pipes came out of the tips, but just a nitpicky complaint. Either way, let's fire up this 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine and hear how she sounds. All right guys, that was the sound of the turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine sold by Mercedes for the 2024 C-Class. And it sounds okay, making a pretty healthy amount of power at 255 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque, enough to get this compact rear-wheel drive sedan to 60 in about 5.2, 5.3 seconds, making it a no-joke performer, especially considering the base price is under 50,000 bucks. But what you see is basically what we get. We can shut this hood right down. Appreciate the hydraulic struts, but to be expected with a vehicle from Mercedes-Benz. We could walk around this 2024 C-Class one more time and take a step inside and see what we get with this vehicle. Before we actually take a step inside, let me show you the window sticker and see all the options and features before we take a step inside. You guys can pause, take a look at all of these. We get the exclusive trim, which is an additional $2,000. We also pay an additional $3,200 for the graphite gray paint color, $200 for the natural grain wood trim for the inside, $160 for the wheel locks, $170 for the all-season floor mats, $310 for the animated LED logo projector, $35 for the first aid kit, $600 for the summer tires, $600 for the AMG multi-spoke rims, $450 for the driving assistance, $1,000 for the panoramic roof, $300 for the black fabric headliner, $3,000 for the AMG line with the night package, giving you all the black trim throughout this exterior, as well as a sports suspension and countless additional features as well. We mentioned the exclusive trim that includes a surround view system. That's your 360 Burmester sound system too, which sounds incredible. Illuminated door sills and navigation. $1,150 for the destination and delivery charge totals us out a tick over $60,000. Fuel economy is excellent, 30 combined MPGs, 26 in the city, 36 on the highway. Now that's about it for the outside of this 2024 C-Class. Let's take a step inside now and see what we get with a vehicle creeping towards a $60,000 price point after destination. We get leather trim up top with white contrast stitching and white contrasted leather for the center. Leather red, I believe it's MB Tex, but it feels, smells just like the real thing. Aluminum door handle, four-way seat adjustments. You can adjust the thigh support, drop, lift, recline, and adjust the headrest all electrically. Heated and ventilated, 3-person memory, Burmester audio system, 4-window auto-on touch, genuine aluminum surrounding it, power folding mirrors, 4-way adjustable trunk release. The materials down here just hard plastic, but you'll stack 2 footlongs on top of each other and fit what looks like a big gulp right in front of it. We get the illuminated Mercedes-Benz aluminum nameplate. As we take a step inside, the seats are super comfortable. Perfect in the center. I mentioned they're heated and ventilated with 4-way lumbar control on the seats as well. Taking a step inside, we can really check it out. So foot on the brake, engine start stop, and everything fires right to life. But first thing we notice is just how funky this dashboard looks. But outside of that, I always say how BMW M steering wheels are the best in the business. I think I gotta take that back. This AMG style wheel is amazing. It is thick up top. The 10-2 bolstering notch not only is thick, but it feels so ridiculously premium. 9-3 fits perfect, and we get the flat bottom, not something you see throughout BMW's lineup. The horn area is rubberized. The horn itself, loud and aggressive. People should be definitely getting out of your way. We'll do a window check, see if we get dual panes. No dual panes, but it's a thick single pane of glass. We'll see how the isolation is once we take this car out for a drive. We can adjust the infotainment up top depending on which side you like to adjust. With these buttons and controls beneath that, we have a radar cruise control adjustments, and on the right side, voice commands, volume and skip, and you can hang up and answer your phone calls. The gauge display is 12.3 inches and it looks awesome. You can see the tach on the right side goes to about 6,400 RPM. The speedometer goes to 160. Fuel level beneath that, and beneath the tach we have our power to charge ratio because this is a mild hybrid system. You can adjust between all of these different options and features side to side. And on the right side, you can adjust this touchscreen for the center stack so you don't have to take your eyes off the road too badly and start touching all the way around. The stocks have a really satisfying click. Auto headlamps, auto high beams, the headlamps are on the left side, fog lights too, auto rain sensing wipers, and the gear selector on the right side. We'll get back to that in 1 second. Beneath the headlight controls, you have your electronic parking brake, and hopefully you get a good look at the aluminum outline pedals that we get on this AMG package. Power tilt and telescoping steering wheel too. We get this illuminated faux wood trim all throughout this dashboard with genuine stitching, soft leather for the dashboard. We get these really premium Camaro style air vents all throughout this front seat area with 3 in the center. Engine start stop button too. We mentioned the gear selector control and the 9-speed automatic transmission. Let's take a quick look at the backup camera. Super crisp resolution, guidance lines and trajectory with an over-the-top 360 right next to it. Multiple views too. We have a forward-facing camera, backup camera, side blind zone camera, so you don't have to worry about scuffing your wheels or tires, and you can flip it around to the other side as well. It also moves around to the touch, so you can do a complete 360 around your 2024 C-Class. And check this out. See how the brake lights are on? Take your foot off the brake and we start creeping backwards, and you can see the vehicle also moving around as well. You go back forward and you can see the thing moving forward. Super, super cool. Go backwards to our original spot. Awesome. Back into park, And as you see, the brake light changes as we go through. We'll see what other screens we have along with that. We can have an automatic front facing for the 360. You can turn off your parking sensors, and you can also save your GPS position. The camera will be switched here automatically as soon as you end up in these, I guess, coordinates. And throwing it right back into park. And unlike most German vehicles we reviewed in this channel, it actually returns us to the home screen. You can see the Mercedes dealership illuminated on this GPS and the Mercedes car that we're currently driving as well. All super cool features. We have the songs currently playing, Bluetooth and introduction. We have our My Mercedes mode too. You can just say hello, where do you want to go, instead of having to type it all out. One thing I must complain about, I've been complaining about it with the new iDrive system from BMW, is how the climate doesn't have hard buttons. Here, we don't have hard buttons either. I like how they give us the climate always on the bottom, but you still have to finagle with it through the touchscreen instead of just having like an old school dial, which I would prefer. You can press this car icon right down below, and this allows you to adjust all of these: performance mode, the stability control, car wash mode, manual shifting, Parktronic, you turn off the parking sensors, block trunk access, towaway alarm, interior protection, and all the rest of the settings for assistance, vehicle, light, system, and info. See if there's any more vehicle settings. We already basically checked all of those out. We also have our dynamic mode. You click on it over here, we have Eco, then we get Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, and Individual. We'll start the review off in Sport Plus. We'll see if the exhaust changes up in Sport Plus. Nah, same thing. We'll start the review off in Sport Plus, transition into Comfort and Eco, and just see if anything changes up. Anyway, continuing along, we have a touch sensor, so you can have My Mode, which is accessed only through fingerprint. That's a pretty cool feature. Some gloss black in the center, so keep your cleaning supplies at hand. More gloss black for this little center area. 2 cup holders, you'll fit 24-ounce bottles no problem, and these are removable, so you can just have a larger storage compartment. You'll fit keys, wallets, phones, all throughout this corner. You have your wireless charging pad in there too. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. 2 USB-C ports, aluminum area for the center stack. Pretty nice stitched white leather for the armrest. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. Felt inside, we have 2 more USB-C ports. The 2 up front weren't enough. And a pretty large overall console. You'll fit 5, maybe 6 12-ounce cans. Aluminum above the wood trim for this glove box area. It's hard plastic for the outside of the glove box, but it's damped. It's not lined with felt, but it's pretty large. You'll fit 20, maybe 25 license plates on the bottom, and you'll fit another 5 to 10 up top. Super spacious. Frameless auto-dimming rear view mirror. It's not digital, but it doesn't need to be. We have LED interior lights and a panoramic moonroof for a sedan. That's impressive. You have a twin panel. Let's check it out. So you just slide it forward, and it opens up pretty quickly, and it does so really quietly as well. Both shades open up simultaneously, and after the shade opens, you can open up the glass. The first panel goes on top of the second panel, so yeah, it sticks out a little bit like a sore thumb, but we'll see how far it goes out. Pretty far. See if it goes any further. It does not, but decent sized opening to poke our way out of here. Beautiful day today in St. Petersburg, sunny and 81 degrees. For December 1st, definitely cannot complain. We shut this roof right up, leave the shade open, so when we hop out back, you guys can see how much light is brought into the cabin. You have the rest of your lighting controls up front, SOS, visor. You guys can check it out if that's something you're interested in. The glass looks very premium and high quality. That's about it though, guys, for the front seat of this 2024 Mercedes-Benz C-Class. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the material. So up top, we still get that leather stitching, white leather stitching for the center and the armrest area. It's faux leather. Again, it's the MB Tex, but again, could have fooled me. It feels top-notch premium. You get an auto one-touch window, two Burmester sound, or you get an auto one-touch window out back too, and 2 Burmester speakers. We get an illuminated aluminum door handle to lock and unlock, more illumination surrounding this aluminum trim. The rear seats are still that MB Tex perforated. The bolstering is impressive for a back seat. The legroom, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have about 2-3 inches of knee room, headroom. I'm starting to run out, but I have about ½ an inch, so really can't complain. If you're under 6'1", 6'2", you'll have no issues in the back of a C-Class. We get 2 air vents back here as well, and a ton of light brought into the cabin thanks to this panoramic moonroof. The center cubby gets a rope. You can access it with cup holders. You got a double click and we get 2 cup holders. You'll fit 24-ounce water bottles with a little bit of storage right in front of it. We can shut it right up. That's about it for the back seat. We get a hook on the driver's side with an LED interior light and an additional hook with light for the passenger side. Let's hop out of here, check out the cargo space, see how much space is offered back there, and then take this 2024 C300 out for a drive. So under the Mercedes badge, we have a button for the electrically opening and closing trunk lid, which is a really premium feature for the compact executive sedan class. Definitely don't get that from the 3 Series, and a pretty decent amount of overall space. We can check out the secret storage. We get a decent amount. You could probably fit a carry-on suitcase in there. I was not expecting that much secret storage. And you can drop the rear seats down 40, 40, 20. And with the size of this floor, I would expect you to fit a 55-inch TV back here. I was not expecting this vehicle to be as practical as it is. The trunk closes super quickly, as you see, so make sure you don't have your hands there because it will slam right on top of them. That's about it though, guys, for the 2024 Mercedes C300. From the side profile, hopefully you can pick it up. It looks a little bit like an S-Class from the front end too. Obviously it's a way smaller vehicle, but from the design aspect, I think they knocked the new C-Class really out of the park. Performance-wise, let's take this 2024 C300 out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2024 Mercedes-Benz C300. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. We'll start off in actually comfort mode because we're in comfort mode right now. And the steering is very light in comfort mode. My mom used to have a 2012 or 2011 Mercedes ML350, and that thing had absurdly light steering too. So it's a characteristic of Mercedes. They want to give you the more effortless sensation behind the wheel, whereas like BMW is the opposite, while Audi tries to give you like a balance of the two. So for people that prefer the more luxurious feel, you would really prefer this steering, especially with the shape and design of it versus a BMW, maybe even over an Audi. The people who prefer like the raw, sporty feel, this is probably not heavy or direct enough for it. Well, it's direct. It responds as soon as you move the wheel. It's just you don't really get a lot of feedback, at least not in comfort mode. The throttle, however, is extremely responsive. My mom's ML350 with a 3.5 liter V6 had a ton of throttle delay for the response, but this responds right away. Make sure this guy's not going anywhere. Those wheels are sick. You guys can't see it on camera, but you can take my word for it. About third throttle, good response. Oh, that's really powerful. Whew, I was not expecting it to be that quick. Over the speed bump, great ride quality in the gas. Woo. Yeah, it puts you in the seat. Yeah, I could definitely see 0 to 60 happening in under 5.5 seconds. We could try out an acceleration off the line. We'll throw it into Sport Plus, see what changes up on the gas. Oh, wow, that's a good response. Oh, boost. Yeah, guys, this thing can move. Another speed bump, this time in Sport Plus. A little bit stiffer, but really not a whole lot. The steering, tiny bit heavier, but again, really not a whole lot. Take a step out here. Whew, that throttle is strong. The mild hybrid system definitely gives you a little bit extra beef down low, but regardless, you lean into that gas pedal, this thing feels very powerful. We got a twisty coming up over here. We can try it out in these manual shifts. Really responsive, but also extremely quiet. Brakes feel solid, throwing it in. Feels good. Body roll super limited. Yeah, guys, the handling here is literally just as good as a 3 Series. It's just you don't feel quite as much through the steering wheel, which again, a lot of you guys may seriously prefer over a heavy steering rack. For your sporty guys, it may not be the best. Yeah, the response to the paddles is good. Not as snappy of a transmission either compared to BMW. One more time throwing it in. Yeah, the handling is still great. Throwing it in. Woo. Yeah, it's a quick car. Definitely see 0 to 60 happening under 5.5 seconds. The ride quality, unbelievable, even in Sport Plus. Boom. So, as far as drive modes, if you were coming out of a BMW, you want a little bit more steering feel, definitely leave it in Sport Plus. But if you're coming from a BMW and you're worried about performance, when it comes to throttle response, I would not be worried one bit. This thing feels super strong, both down low, in the mid-range, and even up top. Over the speed bump in Sport Plus, the suspension feels just as good as it does in comfort mode. The throttle feels a little bit more sensitive in Sport Plus. The steering gets a little bit heavier in Sport Plus. But other than that, there's seriously absolutely no differences. Regardless, this thing is sweet. With just partial throttle, this thing can get up and go. I would love to try out one of the AMG versions of this thing, but even for a 300, the base price under $50,000, you get a lot for the money. It is quiet in the interior. You barely even know this thing has an engine. You would think it's an EV based on how quiet the power plant is. It feels super strong. You would think this thing has a turbocharged V6 by how strong it feels with this mild hybrid system, and it is premium. You got leather stitching everywhere, MB Tex, whatever you want to call it, stitching everywhere. A booming Burmeister audio system, crystal clear displays for both the gauge display and the touchscreen with excellent response. It's a top-notch premium interior, and it is a really good sports sedan while being as premium as it is. If that's what you're looking for, guys, I would definitely recommend checking out the 2024 Mercedes-Benz C300. And a big thanks to Nicholas at Crown Eurocars in St. Petersburg, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new premium car or SUV or Sprinter van in the St. Petersburg, Tampa, Clearwater area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out, and ask for Nicholas. And huge thanks to all of you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel's just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you'd like to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.